Y'all got to watch this live that I did yesterday. It was probably one of the best lives that I've done. And it was talking about your last 10% that you need to give over to the Lord. And the reason why the Lord was asking for that last 5 or 10% was because this is the basis of your ministry. What he was telling me was, there are so many people out there that won't give the last 5 or 10%. They give 95% and they think that's good enough. They give 90% and they think that's good enough. And that's not the gospel message. I couldn't give 95%. I had to give all. I had to be obedient to the point of death. You see, we know that all are not doing this because the narrow road is hard, it's difficult, and only few are on it. Matter of fact, only few find it. Many are on the wide path. So the Lord is like, I need you to give that last 5 or 10%. I need you to walk that narrow road, because your ministry is going to be founded in helping people find the way so they can give their last 5-10%, because I don't have many I can give that message to. Because if I gave that message to them, if I had them try to preach that, teach people that, try to shepherd people in that, they will be a hypocrite because they haven't done that themselves. You see, I don't want to create a carbon copy. I have enough people that are out there that are telling people, oh, it's okay. Do what you can. That God understands that you can pace this thing. There's enough grace for that. See, people take advantage of my grace. I need people that'll teach all. But I need you to give all so that you can teach it. See, what he was telling me was that I can't give you a message in which you'll be a hypocrite. One of the things he was telling me is that, see, so many people are looking for the ministry, and he's like, I'm concerned about the minister. Because I need you to become the minister who can then have the ministry. But see, I'm raising up my remnant. I'm raising up a new generation of ministers who are not going to teach a watered down, lukewarm message. I want somebody out there that's going to be my John the Baptist, that's going to be able to say, you brood of vipers. I want somebody who can operate the same way I did, and I just can say the 7 woes to the Pharisees, you hypocrites. But first, you can't be one. I need you to be able to renounce all that you have to be my disciple. I need you to be able to be willing to leave your father, your mother, your sister, your brother, your wife, your job, your home, your stuff, because I'm calling you to do it. I need you to hate your mother, your brother, in comparison to your love for me, even your own children and your own life. See, I need you to do these things yourself, which is the last 5-10% that you won't do. I need you to give up your idols. I need you to be able to walk away from all of your wealth for everything that you have. I need you to be able to do those things because I want to send you out to be able to preach and teach others to do it. But see, if you haven't done it yourself, I can't give you the message for you to go out there and do that. So you want to step out into the ministry, but you're not the minister yet that I desire you to become, so that you can operate in that ministry that I desire for you. You see, as long as you keep on holding on to that 5 or 10% that God wants you to release, he can't use you, because that's the way in which he wants to use you. He wants to get you out there in such a way in which you're telling people, give all. That's going to be your message. That's going to be your platform, is to tell people to come after me, to deny themselves, to take up their cross and follow me. That's going to be your ministry. Those are the type of minister God is raising up. See, he's bringing those down that are not of that and raising people up that are. So he's like, until you become that, I can't send you out as that to teach that and preach that. So you got to give that last 5-10%. You see, another thing that he was talking to me about, which was so good, was that because you haven't been willing to give that, you got to understand that you're limited. You're limited. And you've placed those limits on yourself. See, I can't extract the minister I want to. I can't get you operating fully in your gifts. I can't allow my spirit to flow through you like a flood, because there's still constriction, there's restriction, there's still parts of you that you haven't opened me up to. There's still parts of you that are hardened. There's still parts of you that you haven't given over to me. There's still parts of you that can't even dig that deep so something else can be extracted, because you know it will be inauthentic to who you are. You can't go everywhere I want you to go and say, give up everything that you have. You can't go and call people a brood of vipers. You can't go out there and call people lukewarm. You can't go out there and speak against people that are riding the fence, because you are. So you've got to water down the gospel, because your Christianity is watered down. Your spiritual walk is watered down. You're not ready to operate in the fire of which I want you to walk in, because you won't allow yourself to give up that 5 or 10%, to endure the fire, to burn that off, to release it so that you can be refined, so that you can be purified and sent out and ready to go. You won't pass the test of giving the last 5 to 10%. And that's what your ministry is going to be founded on. So I can't even extract the full minister from you, because you've placed these limits on yourself. You can't go out and teach and tell other people to give up their sin when you're still operating outside of my will. God is like, the last 5 or 10% that you're holding on to is keeping you from being able to move into this next season, being released into this next season, because that last 5 and 10%, it's this world, it's this flesh that is ruling, that has control, and it doesn't want to let you go. It is that old man that is kicking and screaming because it doesn't want to be let go. You can't bring this old man into your new identity. You can't bring this old way of doing things into this new season I want to bring you into. You got to release the old so that you can receive the new deposits. You've got to purify and sanctify where you are at right now to make room for what it is that I want to infill you with. That last 5 or 10% is the key to being able to move in what I've called you to be moved into. You think that you're waiting on me and I'm waiting on you, but you can't erase steps. You can't skip steps. This is required for you to move into what I have for you. You've got to be willing to give, to release, so you can receive and become. Give up your last so I can send you out to teach people to give their last. It's your ministry. It's how I want to use you.